So the brain controls everything. We just aren't always aware of it. So keeping a healthy brain is really also important to keeping a healthy body and healthy lifestyle.
What if the best chapter of your life hasn't even begun yet? What lies within you is the power to live brighter, bolder, and truer than ever before. So welcome to Vivatude, where caregiving, connections, and career come into balance, and where your vitality, vision, and voice shines through. Because the revolution isn't out there, it's already within you. Welcome to Vivatude.
Today, I have with me a truly remarkable guest, a woman whose work is changing the way we think about aging, vitality, and human brain. Denise Medved is the founder and creator of Ageless Grace, a cutting-edge brain-body fitness program, and she is in 50 states and more than 34 countries. For over 2 decades, she has helped people of every age rediscover their youthfulness, joy, resilience through simple, playful movements that literally rewires the brain. She's an author, educator, pioneer in neuroplasticity, and her message couldn't be more relevant today as we are all living longer and asking, how do we not just go through life, but grow through life? Denise, it's such a joy to have you with us on Vivatude.
It's a joy and a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. I love to give people this information because it's so important to the quality of life.
So my first question, Denise, is you spend decades helping people to stay youthful, both in their body and mind. What first inspired Ageless Grace?
It's a little different from your typical exercise program that might help you stay moving and vital because it focuses on activating the 5 primary functions of the brain. The entire brain is exercised when we're doing these simple little 21, we call them tools. When we're doing these 21 tools, we're activating the brain over and over and over again. And we're activating all the functions of the brain so that not only are you getting healthy in body, but you are getting healthy as far as cognitive function, cognitive resilience, cognitive reserve. And what a lot of people don't realize, and this is the part I love sharing the most, is that there is actually something you can do about helping your brain to be healthy and strong, to have good cognitive function, to be able to be sharp and clear for the rest of your life. And it's simple. It doesn't involve wiring yourself to electrodes or neurons and working with them. It doesn't involve, studying, reading. It involves actually having fun. It's almost like playing again to do these things because it's spontaneous, it's simple, it's playful, it's creative and imaginative. And it's something that we have stopped doing as we get older. We don't continue to play. And play is what I call taking a risk. It means I'm going to try something new. I'm going to see how this works. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to see if I can do that. Kids do it all the time. But as we get older, we start to specialize. And so what we do is we say, oh, I'm a tennis player. No, I don't play hockey. I don't play basketball, but I'm a tennis player. So we do the same things over and over and over, and we get pretty good at them. But that does not change your brain. And I'm here to tell you that you can actually change your brain for the better. And it's as simple as child's play. It's very easy. So I was inspired to start researching this by 2 things, really. First of all, my mom was brilliant. She was a brainiac. She was an intellectual. She studied, she read, she taught, she took courses. She played the piano. She played other instruments. She played all different kinds of cards. She read 2 or 3 books a week that I would say are real books, like, scientific books, informational books. And she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And right away I said, okay, this can't be right, that if we do crossword puzzles, word games, that we're going to keep our brain healthy. And she played word games and crossword puzzles all the time. She loved challenging her brain. She even carried a book of advanced word games in her purse everywhere she went, and
Wow.
diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So I said, okay, let me find out about Alzheimer's and let me find out if there's anything we can do. And of course, the answer is really no. Still is. She was diagnosed in the early 2000s. And is there anything that we could do to help other people, maybe delay it or help it not be so severe or make it not happen at all? And so I started doing research first on the internet, and this is just kind of a funny frame of reference for your audience, is that in the early 2000s, the word, which everybody knows now, neuroplasticity, was not on the internet. It didn't exist because all this science has really taken place in the last 15 to 20 years and progressively gotten more. Dr. Sarah Mackay is a neuroscientist who's very well known, lives in Sydney from New Zealand originally, and she created something called the Neuroscience Academy. She's brilliant about the brain, and one of the things she said is that she would compare neuroscience today to astrophysics in the 17th century. They thought they knew everything. Oh yeah, we know about the universe, we know about the stars, we know what's going on. Well, they knew very little, as it turns out. It was being discovered, and that's true of neuroscience. We thought we knew about the brain, but the last 15 to 20 years has changed everything that we know. Regardless of your age, you can change your brain for the better. And it's not hard and it's not difficult and it's fun and playful. So the other thing that happens in the brain in our 40s, 50s, for example, is we're kind of at our peak in a way of being whatever, mothers, wives, workforce leaders, corporate executives, and we're having body changes and we're going through perimenopause or menopause. We may be raising children. There's so many things going on there, but everybody talks about the very young generation and the very old generation. So it's really important to know that you have power over your brain health and you can do something about it. And that affects everything. The vagus nerve, for example, tells us to blink our eyes, to swallow, tells our heart to beat. So the brain controls everything. We just aren't always aware of it. So keeping a healthy brain is really also important to keeping a healthy body and healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah, and you are talking to our um, audience, which is the sandwich generation, which is women over 40 who is again caught between parenting, work, and aging parents, and have rarely have time for themselves. And and you're saying that it's important that brain health is needs to be that focus. Listeners, don't go away. We're going to take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll go deeper into these insights.
And thanks for listening to Vivatude. 4 hosts, 1 each week. We help you revivitude your next chapter because purpose, passion, and prosperity isn't out there. They're already within you. Brighter, bolder, truer. Vivatude.